So, sir, what are your thoughts on Igboho's movement in fighting insecurity in Yoruba land, considering that the federal government seems to not be willing to secure the lives and properties of Yoruba people, or maybe they're just incompetent or incapable? What are your thoughts, sir?
Igboho, what he was saying and doing was what most Yoruba people had in their mind. It was humiliating, intimidating to be in your farm and some houseman comes in, brings his cattle to start eating your maize and your cassava, and you object and slashes your hand, cuts off your hand in your own home. That's what was happening in the Igboho area. And Sunday Igboho said, this must not be the case. He was saying and doing what most of us believe was right, should be said and done. But what I will not support is that in fighting a battle, you do so while you have relative advantage. The federal government has relative advantage in violence. The police, the army, security, and all that. The battle to be fought should not be in terms of guns. We demonstrated that during the NADECO period. I was in the forefront of the NADECO struggle. I was treasurer of NADECO. My house in Victoria Island was the meeting point of NADECO. After Admiral Ndubisi Kanu, in whose house we were meeting, told us one evening that he could no longer host us because the government had called him and told him that the contract he was executing for NNPC by using his boats to carry products to Lagos would be cancelled if he continued to collaborate with NADECO. So from that moment on, I started hosting NADECO in my house in Victoria Island, Lagos, apart from being the treasurer of NADECO. So when it came to a point where Abacha was going to ban NADECO to criminalize our protest, we got advance information. And we heard it, when I say we are no more than 5, had a strategic meeting that afternoon when we got the information, and we decided to take the struggle abroad. That if we stayed here, Abacha will kill us. He had relative advantage here, power of coercion, elimination. But if we went abroad, where refinement and logical arguments will matter, we'll have a chance of beating him. So we decided to send 2 of our members out of Nigeria that same night. We contributed money, we bought tickets for them, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi and Air Commodore Dan Suleiman. We sent them abroad that same night. And when they got there, they started the campaign that led eventually to Nigeria being declared a pariah state. The freezing of the accounts of members of Abacha's government, etc., etc. Eventually, you know what happened. So what I'm saying is that when you are fighting a battle, you choose your theater. Ensure that to fight where you have relative advantage, where your opponent has a weakness. Of course, what happened abroad, Nigeria's foreign minister went to the Commonwealth heads of government meeting and abused them. Of course, they dealt with Nigeria. That was what you hoped would happen. It happened. And they declared Nigeria a pariah state. If we all hung around Lagos and Abuja, we would not have achieved that. We use our intellectual capacity to strategize and choose our theater. And we won in that theater. Similarly, Igboho was saying and doing the right thing. I don't think he was organizing people to riot. He knows he hasn't got the strength to fight the federal government in battle. We don't want any battle. But we fight this thing where we have relative strength. I've just mentioned to you how this thing could be done. What we want is to have the opportunity to be ourselves in Nigeria, the Yoruba people. We are not looking for any special treatment, undeserved privilege. All we are asking for is a fair chance to be ourselves, to be able to pursue our priorities in accordance with our values, and to move at our own pace. That is all we're asking for. And we think we can achieve that in a constitution similar to what we had at independence. That's what we're talking about, structuring and a new constitution. That's what will enable all communities in Nigeria to be themselves. And we, the Yorubas, will be able to excel in that situation. So the fight, Igboho was right, that people should not be intimidated and killed in their farms, and that the Fulani had no right to take over their land. I too have insisted here that no Fulani can take 1 inch of my farm. They kidnapped me, they macheted me, they burnt my farm several times. At some point, my people said, Baba, you are very precious to us. Please give up this farm. And I said, the man will die in me if I give up my farm because of Fulani threat in my own home.